everyone, welcome to another episode of What If Disney Characters Went to Hogwarts, ? Today I'm going to be taking characters from the Disney classic Peter Pan and sorting them into Hogwarts houses. Of course, this is just my opinion, and I'm interested to hear what you guys think in the comment section below. Let's get started. Starting off with our protagonist, Peter Pan himself, this is honestly the easiest one for me. Peter is obviously in Slytherin. Peter is like the most obvious Slytherin that there is. And he's one of those rare protagonist Slytherins, main character Slytherins. We don't get a lot of those, I think. Peter's in Slytherin because he honestly doesn't care about anybody except himself. Not that that's technically a Slytherin trait, but it is a Slytherin trait to look out for number one. He obviously cares about other people like Tink and Wendy, but his wants and needs always come first, and he honestly doesn't care about much else except getting what he wants at any given moment. Wendy, I would say, is in Gryffindor. My first inclination was to put Wendy in Hufflepuff, but honestly, Wendy is so brave and adventure-seeking that she really actually, I think, is a Gryffindor. She so badly wants to go to Neverland, to go on an adventure, to see all these things that she's heard about in these fantastic stories, but hasn't been able to experience anything close to it in her normal life. She has no reservations about any of it. She's set to go. Gryffindor on 3. That's Wendy. Now, Captain Hook was a really hard one for me to sort. I don't feel like he's a Gryffindor at all because he's pretty much a coward. A codfish, if you will. He's also not a Hufflepuff because he's loyal to no one. So I put him in Ravenclaw. I think Hook is very clever. I think he schemes very well. He comes up with actually pretty well thought out plans. In order to find Peter and the Lost Boys' hideout, he has to employ a very strategic plan involving Tinkerbell, kidnapping Tinkerbell, all of that jazz, and that wasn't easy to do, honestly. He's not very brave, like I said. So honestly, I think he is a Ravenclaw. But let me know if you disagree. I don't want to make any Ravenclaws mad, you know? And moving on to his sidekick, Mr. Smee, one of the most obvious Hufflepuffs of all the puffs. Smee is so endlessly loyal to Captain Hook. We know almost nothing about his personal life, his own motivations, his background. He is there to serve Captain Hook. And I'm definitely not saying that all Hufflepuffs just are blindly loyal to the people that they care about, but because we don't get very much else about Smee, I would put him in Hufflepuff because that is all we know. There is an argument to be made that he's pretty brave. You know, Hook is scared of the crocodile and Smee isn't. But honestly, I think his dominant trait is loyalty. Another Hufflepuff in this movie, I would say, is Michael Darling. Michael is the youngest Darling child, and he shows extreme both loyalty and tenacity. He is extremely loyal not only to his family, but to Nana. He's like the only one who cares and thinks about Nana. And like I said, when things are going down, he's always really outspoken in defense of his friends and his family. I think Michael is a Hufflepuff, but what do I know? I'm just a Hufflepuff. John Darling is definitely the easier Darling son to sort. He's absolutely a Ravenclaw. He's more of a stereotypical Ravenclaw, one that's book smart and loves knowledge and is the one to always give the answer when people are confused. Definitely more of a stereotype of a Ravenclaw, but a Ravenclaw nonetheless. And finally, our favorite fairy, Tinkerbell. I'm sorting into Hufflepuff. I was tempted to put Tink in Slytherin or some of the other ones, maybe Gryffindor, but honestly I think that she's a Hufflepuff because all of her shortcomings are fueled by Hufflepuff traits. She's so loyal to Peter to the point where, you know, she deems Wendy as a problem or a barrier to Peter's well-being and tries to kill her. That's like Hufflepuffness to an extreme bad level. All house traits obviously have a spectrum of how the traits are played out in good or bad ways. I think that Tink is definitely ferocious, and I think that a lot of what she's fueled by are Hufflepuff tendencies. She is there to protect Peter and the Lost Boys. She thinks that everything she's doing is morally right. She's like, you know, an example of what can go wrong when you're loyal to a fault. Like some Hufflepuffs definitely can be. And the one that I'm gonna leave up to you guys to sort in the comments below are the Lost Boys. I'm not sure that you would be able to sort Lost Boys into different houses. They're probably all in one same house. And I'm curious what you guys think their house would be. So let me know in the comments what house you think the Lost Boys would be in. Also let me know in the comments if you disagreed with any of my sorting decisions for the other characters. I hope you enjoyed this episode of which Disney characters would be in what houses at Hogwarts? ? And I will see you guys next time for another episode in this series. Bye!